no stranger to vans. I've certainly driven quite a few, but the new Hyundai Staria is something different. I mean, look at it. It's certainly living up to its name. I'm in the base model Staria, which replaces Hyundai's iMAX. And that was basically a commercial vehicle with seats, whereas Hyundai says this one is more of a people mover designed for large families. It costs around $51,000 for the diesel version and competes with cars like the Kia Carnival, Volkswagen's Multivan, and other 8-seat SUVs like Hyundai's Palisade. Here's how it did over 7 days for this week's family review. For a more detailed review, head to the CarsGuide website, and if you're watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe for more videos. We can't go into this without first talking about how it looks. I mean, I'm kind of expecting it to transform into a robot and get up and walk away at any moment. That's just the vibe I'm getting. It's super inky black. The windows are extra dark. It's got this crazy front grille that feels very futuristic, and that's continued up into the giant front window, which is kind of like a Tesla's. It also only comes in darker colours: black, blue, grey, brown, no white or silver. So I kind of feel like I'm about to do a bank heist rather than transport the Partridge family around, if you know what I mean. Inside, and this is the base model, remember, it is ultra practical. So you'll get fabric seats that are nice and smooth, you'll get a leather steering wheel, and all your basics are covered. Everything is well designed and practical, but it doesn't feel as plush as a Kia Carnival or a Palisade. But it's not as basic as a Volkswagen Multivan or even a Mercedes Valente. So it's somewhere in between the Carnival and the Multivan. On this base model Staria, you get an 8-inch multimedia screen, which is quite small compared to some competitors. It does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I always do have a little bit of problem connecting to Hyundai's systems though, so make sure you check yours before leaving the lot. Once you're up and running, however, I find this to be the best technology because it's essentially a large version of your phone, and you can use your normal apps to stream audio and navigate, so it's really helpful. The speakers are quite decent in here, and the aircon works really well with really large vents. You also get a really giant center storage bin in the middle. It's super deep, like that's my whole arm. But then there's this whole space which is just nothing. It's got a secret compartment under there, but a lot of wasted room up here. You will get 2 cup holders in the front, and you also get one extra one up here, which is really my favorite place to keep a coffee cup, and no one does this anymore, so I love it. You get bottle holders in each door and also some trays up the top as well. Now, the interior space is just huge. I don't think I've ever had so much leg space while sitting in the passenger seat. I could almost put my legs straight out there. It's positively breezy and feels a bit like a living room. Definitely got enough headspace for taller people. The one thing I did have an issue with this week is the heavy sliding doors, because they are not power operated like they are in a lot of other vans, and you can get power operated ones on the Model Up. But I parked on a very steep hill this weekend, and I wasn't expecting the door to be so heavy, and it just slipped out of my hands and slammed shut. So it was very lucky there were no little fingers in the way. Once you're inside, it is a proper 8-seater with 3 seats in this row and 3 seats in the back row. So it really has a lot of room. It's a proper van shape, the floor is low, and there is lots of space back here. This row does move forward if you need more leg space in the back, so it's just customizable depending on how you want to work it. And while there are plenty of air vents throughout the car on the roof, so you get lots of nice airflow, I think one of the biggest flaws here is that it doesn't have a sliding open window. It's an awning window in the second row and an awning window in the back row. And my kids just have issues when they can't open the window and get instant breeze on a really hot day. Your family might not mind it. They might be perfectly happy with the aircon. Up to you. Total cup holder count in the car comes to 9. You get 3 in the front, 2 in the middle and 4 in the back. Plus you get an extra 4 bottle holders in the sliding doors. Like the rest of the Staria, the boot is enormous. It's 841 litres even when all seats are in use. And this is really the edge that the Staria has over other large 7-seat SUVs, which don't really have a big boot space when you've got all rows in use. You can push the back row forward if you want to fit a drum kit in here, but otherwise it will fit suitcases or double prams or whatever a family needs. The issue in this car is that there are no child seat anchor points in the third row at all, so consider that when you're buying. There's no power operated tailgate, but it's actually not as heavy as I was expecting, not like those sliding doors. Despite its size, the Staria drives really well. And that's something you experience in most vans because of their shape and the proximity, or your proximity, to the front wheels. It's actually easy to drive. This one is the diesel, so it has a 2.2 litre 4-cylinder engine, and it surprised me because it had enough power to comfortably get up hills. I haven't driven it with a heavy load though, so I'm not sure how it will fare with that. All diesel Starias are all-wheel drive, which is a good point of difference to the Carnival that only comes in a 2-wheel drive. Petrol Starias are 2-wheel drive though. Is it hard to park? Well, it's long, that's for sure, but as long as you find a park that's big enough for you, you'll be able to get into the park relatively easily. It's actually just finding the park that's big enough to house this size car. It does have a good reverse parking camera and a 360-degree camera, both on this base model, which is excellent. The official combined fuel consumption figure is 8.2 litres per 100 Ks, and I averaged 10.5 litres per 100 Ks, doing a mixture of city driving and highway driving this week. For safety, you do get airbags that cover driver and front passenger, plus side curtain airbags that go all the way to the back row. For advanced safety, you get auto emergency braking with pedestrian and cyclist detection. There is lane departure assist, which I always find quite strong in Hyundais, but you can change the setting. You'll also get rear cross traffic alert and adaptive cruise control. The Staria is covered by Hyundai's 5-year unlimited K warranty, which is pretty good in this market. Services are capped. You require a service every 12 months or 15,000 kilometres, and services cost around $360 for each visit. The Hyundai Staria isn't my favourite people mover, but it is a good family car if you're after this size van. The interior space is second to none, it drives well, and this model is good value. It's got all the safety and tech you'd be after, but for me, it's just a bit too big and heavy to be comfortable, and the design is a little OTT. I gave it a family rating of 7 out of 10, and my kids gave it the same. They loved all the interior space, but really were after power-operated doors. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or click through to our website.